Hello and welcome. This is Tasha at Galactic Sun Energy Readings. Hello and welcome. Welcome to anyone new. If you've dropped in for the first time, hello. Please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a subscribe. It really helps, and I really need to get that support. Thank you for all the support that I am shown on a regular basis. We are heading for a full moon in Gemini on Monday, so we're just brewing up to that, and we're just brewing up to actually the season of Yule as well, of course, Christmas time. I feel like in the last day or two it's definitely winter. It's like that wheel has turned. All of a sudden it's not autumn, it's definitely winter. So let's welcome in winter with a beautiful reading, a beautiful oracle reading, as I've been called to bring in for you guys today. So as I say, I hope you're all well. Thank you for all the continued support, kind comments that I'm shown. Please give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. It's absolutely free to subscribe. This reading is a collective reading. It's not for any particular star sign. If you feel it resonates with you, then it's yours. Otherwise, just enjoy the healing space with me today. Okay. It's very often a microcosm, macrocosm reading, which means we'll see what's going on with humanity at large, as well as what's going on our personal day-to-day within this reading. And by healing what we see on the microcosm, we're helping to elevate the macrocosm, the greater good. Okay, my loves. So let's go in. Now, I do different kinds of readings, as my followers will know. I do a tarot reading, I do a oracle reading, and there's a different things that's going on. It's been a while since I've done purely an oracle reading, so these are always different as well. I always use different variety of oracle sets wherever I'm being called to use, and I round it up with a tarot at the end. Okay, so we always use, because it's the heart of my oracle readings, you could say, is the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, because this is the first one that inspired me to do oracle reading on YouTube at all, as well as my usual tarot readings. So it's the Starseed Oracle. Now, as many of you know as well who follow me on a regular basis, I've got and how I came by to use the Starseed Oracle was by coming by a lady, a shaman in New Zealand, who put me in touch with my Starseed roots as being Palladium, and it all made perfect sense. So, I mean, if you're into this whole Starseed thing, or even if you're not, if you're just curious about it, then you're in the right place. The whole reading doesn't revolve around star seeds, but we do always begin by calling in the wisdom of the Palladium grandmothers, our star ancestors, with this set of cards. So, as I always do at Galactic Sun Energy Readings as well, I just like to call in the highest vibration of love. Nothing but the highest vibration of love, radical compassion for the planet we live on. There we are. For the planet we live on, for the multitude of species that we share this planet with. Animals and plants that are our teachers and guides and everything else in between. For the beautiful universe beyond, for the beautiful galactic life beyond, and for the life we've yet to understand. And so it is, my loves. So there's our three cards, okay, from the Palladium grandmother. Okay. Do you know what? I knew we'd get this one today. It's been all about Andromedan energy in the last couple of weeks, and this one I actually had myself to work with last week. And as I was shuffling then, I thought it's going to be that Andromedan card, and it was. This is about adventure. Do you know what? It's perfect for the season as well, because we've just entered the season of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is all about adventure. It's all about getting outside your box. It's the sign of that person who is very free-spirited, wants to get outside the box, wants to go out there and have adventures and do more, okay? Things that perhaps different aspects of ourselves or at other times in our lives we wouldn't have thought we wanted to do. It's the season for it, okay? So it's perfect coming in with the Andromedan energy. Adventure, say yes to change. Time to get out of our comfort zones, my loves, okay? So a lot of that energy coming in at the minute. The next one we had was I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs and uprooting. Okay, that's a really deep one. And it's perfect for sort of saying goodbye to Scorpio season, really, because a lot of that comes in with Scorpio season. Is that deep emotional dive, looking at our shadow, looking at what we need to heal, looking at what we need to let go of, especially with the full moon energy, what we need to release. Okay, and looking where we need to apologise, not just to perhaps other people in our lives, but actually to ourselves first and foremost, usually 9 times out of 10. The Great Severin, Mars energy, anger, conflict and softening to love. Interestingly, I think there's something special going on with Mars today in the skies. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure there is. Saturday the 25th. Mars squares Saturn. I thought there was something going on with Mars energy today, right? Mars squares Saturn. You may feel you need to rethink your plans. Avoid feeling frustrated and find constructive ways to dissipate the excessive energy. Exactly. Taurus moon. So that's all about construction. That's all about finding a constructive way to do something or doing something practical. So this Mars energy, today you might have been feeling quite angry, you might have been feeling conflict, you might have been feeling very frustrated that you've had to rethink some of your plans that you'd already thought through and laid out. And that's okay, we can soften, we can yield, we can go, okay, that's fine. We're not doing that, but what are we doing? Let's recreate a constructive plan and do that. That feels spot on for where we're at today. That feels spot on for where we've been generally, and that feels spot on for saying goodbye to Scorpio season. Let me just have a quick look at the I'm sorry energy and the Andromeda energy for you guys. I'm sorry. Okay, you may be called to explore how you or your ancestors or your society have consciously or unconsciously inflicted pain on others. So this is the energy of war and conflict, okay? To find a way to drop the armour around your heart and you see things as they truly are for all people. To say I'm sorry with an open heart and mean it. To be part of the healing rather than part of the perpetuation of inherited conflict and depression. This isn't about blame, it's about unwinding the pattern that got us here, okay? So of course, many of us, most people are in absolute dismay at turmoil and wars still raging on the planet. And how do we resolve that? We can't. We can feel powerless. But if you can resolve your own inner conflicts, if you can resolve your own inner dramas, and the dramas, look and see where you've created drama in your life that you didn't need to, look and see where you've hurt other people and you didn't need to, or where you've just created unnecessary conflict and drama, and resolve that, then we're on to a winner. And that's what I mean by microcosm, macrocosm, as I said at the beginning. Okay, jump in, Andromeda. It's gone very dark all of a sudden, sorry about that. It's that time of the year. Cloud goes over in this house and it's dark, right? Jump in. I-J. Jump in. Life bends for the courageous. This is interesting. Life bends for the courageous. And the courageous is what you're being called to be. You're already facing in the right direction. The only thing left to do is sleep. You'll figure out the details as you go along. Things may not always be smooth sailing. Life on earth rarely is. However, it's the rougher areas that teach us how to sail with glory. And once you know that, you can navigate any ocean or storm. Exactly. Life bends for the gracious. Jump in. So it might be difficult to say sorry. It might be difficult to look in the mirror and check yourself and correct your behaviours or do things differently, or look somebody in the eye that you know you've wronged, hurt, or could have done things differently with. But if you just jump in with a pure energy, the universe is going to bend to your will and things are going to be a lot smoother than you believe that they are. The general frustration, as we've already talked about, that just needs something constructive done with it today. We're in a Taurus moon, so looking for constructive ways to burn off energy and frustration. is spot on right now, and that'll be spot on for the next day or two, in fact, leading us up to the Gemini full moon. And the Gemini full moon it's a very, very powerful one. It brings us choices, it brings us change, it brings us all sorts of things. We're going to get into that as we go along. I can really feel it. Okay, so the next oracle cards that I've got for you is quite exciting. I've brought in the Witch Oracle again, which I had over the Samhain season, because we're just coming out of autumn and into winter, so let's just sort of segue it in, slide it in there. And the next one that I've got is a brand new one, which you've not seen on the channel yet, and I've just had it in the last week or two. So let's just start with the Witch Oracle and see what comes out of that. Like I always say to people, somewhat tongue-in-cheek, it's Halloween every day for some of us. So in a funny way, I feel like this oracle set is quite appropriate any year, all year round, really. To anyone who hasn't watched before as well, I've got two dogs that you can probably hear in the background. One's a little Jack Russell called Mr. Milo, and one's a gorgeous big collie dog called Mr. Murray, and he's just yawning and stretching out there. So that's what you can hear in the background of my videos. Let's just get a little bit more light in. Okay. Heavy energy around Mars, no doubt, and conflict, and thinking that you had your plans all sussed out, thinking that you've got everything sussed out where you need to do, perhaps leading up to Christmas time, and now today something's thrown a spanner in the works, something's thrown you a curveball, and you've got to rethink all of that, and it's caused you a lot of heavy energy. We've got the Dream Catcher from the Witch Oracle. Okay, that's nice energy. Okay. Dream Catcher. Yeah, Native American wisdom coming in there obviously as well. Some of us are getting new guides. Some of us might be drawn to Native American wisdom at this time. Okay, I don't know if there's a link there between that and the Andromedans. Intuitively I feel like there might be. Paying attention to your dreams, obviously keeping a dream journal. Some of us might be having much more vivid, bizarre dreams, remembering our dreams, finding we can control our dreams, finding that we can astral project easier and things like that. So that might be coming into play at this time. It might be a big part of this full moon energy coming up. Okay. They always have something to teach us. If you've remembered a dream in particular, I feel like it's definitely got something to teach you. You know, but one of the general rule of thumbs I use for dream interpretation is, how did it make me feel? Never mind, you know, it was a purple goose chasing a, do you know what I mean? A multicoloured crocodile or whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters more is how it made you feel. And since I've learned that, I found that I get to the root of why I'm dreaming a certain thing a lot easier. And there's many experts out there in different books you can read. It's all absolutely fascinating and wonderful. But that's my best tip that I can pass on to you in my humble experiences. How did that dream make me feel? And then take it from there, and then unpick it from there. Okay, my loves, interesting one. This is a new oracle set, as I explained to you guys already. I'm about to review it. I haven't reviewed it yet. Where's the packaging? Let me find it. It was very generously sent to me by Llewellyn Worldwide. It's a brand new one. It's just gone on the shelves, I believe. It's called the Lot Putting Oracle. Fantastic artwork. It's by Los Garabello. And I'm about to do a walkthrough guide for it and a written guide for it and everything. I haven't got round to it yet. I'm still connecting with it. So part of me bringing it in for the reading tonight is to try and connect to it a bit better. Okay, and share it with you guys. So it's new to the winter season. So let's see what this has got. It features a maiden and a wolf throughout. Fantastic artwork, as symbols to work with and constructs to work within. Let's see what's coming up from the Pluto Oracle, please. Okay, I'm not going to take all of them. I'll take two. Take those two. Okay, great. There we go. It's absolutely stunning artwork. They've got numbers, they've got no names on them. And we'll take two from Lord Putin. Okay, and I've not looked at these myself at all before, so let's have a little look. All new to me. Right. Gratitude, of course. Number 24, gratitude. Okay. Embrace yourself. Hold close to you the people who let you be who you are, who accept you in the form in which you have decided to manifest yourself, who encourage you to do what makes you feel good, and who want you to be happy, and do the same for yourself. Take 5 minutes a day to do this. Talk with the plants, the stones, the waterways near you, and thank them for what they give you, the roads, the oxygen, the bridges, and the glimmers of light in spring. Let yourself be lost in this feeling of thankfulness, but also learn to give thanks to things that you do not have, and do not take for granted those that are coming in the future. Attitude of gratitude. It's interesting because I've not looked at that one, but I've been finding myself doing that a lot more. I've always been one for walking in nature and a nature lover, and having 2 dogs, of course, that takes me out and about several times a day most of the time. But I've found myself doing that more and more, like thanking certain bodies of water and trees and chatting with the little birds, and I found myself doing that more and more and more. The sky, the earth beneath, the blessings that I've yet to receive, the blessings that I already have, being with like-minded people, being able to come onto this channel and share my, what some people might call wacky or whatever, viewpoints and insights with people who I know appreciate it and support it. And you guys feel the same, and that's another thing that keeps coming up as well, is community, being in touch with like-spirited people. It came up in my daily tarot reading for you guys the other day, having that connection with like-spirited people, being grateful for that, seeing how far we've come, and then the next part of the journey becoming obvious to us without us having to overthink it, because we've stayed in that energy of gratitude. By staying in that energy of gratitude, when you stay in that, you don't need to overthink, you don't need to stress out about how the next blessing is coming in or what the next step to take might be. It just becomes obvious to you, and you take it because you're learning. It helps you to stay in touch with that intuitive side of you. When you quiet your mind, you're able to listen to your body, and your body speaks to you the signs and signals of intuition, mostly through the gut and the heart. So when you quiet your mind from all the chitter-chatter and the overthinking and the stress, you're able to listen to those signals, and the next thing to do becomes very, very obvious and very clear. Love that one. Okay, the next one was number 15. Escape from yourself, your limiting thoughts, the rigid upbringing you receive, the beliefs that prevent you from growing, envelop you like a vicious web that imprisons you and stifles your evolution. The time has come to embark on a journey in which you can finally be yourself and break those inner chains. Doing so will not be easy, because it means breaking with a you have believed in yourself to be up to now, with your roots and an image of yourself projected and inwardly, although it was not authentic. Okay, that ties in perfectly with this one actually. Uprooting, righting past wrongs, that and that go together perfectly there, I feel. Let me continue with it. You must allow yourself to leave behind that which does not belong to you, which has been sown onto you, and which keeps you well below the potential you know you can manifest. To do so, however, you will have to face your fear of flying high, of shining on, and stop uttering the words, I can't do it. Beware though, this card may also indicate that you are running away from your problems in order to not face them. Be honest in recognising this. Okay, so that's another thing that starts with ourselves, isn't it? Is honesty. Okay. If we can't be honest with ourselves, then we're definitely not bringing that honesty and that authenticity to the world. And only we know where we're doing that as well. Only we know that. Other people might see glimpses of it, or see that you're not authentic in some ways. This is another thing that keeps coming up as well. It does tie in with we wear masks. We all wear masks. We've got a persona. That's our mask. Okay. And we need that. Sometimes we need that mask. Sometimes we need that persona. We put different ones on in different circumstances around different people, whatever we're doing. However, do we need to use it as much as we do? You know, there's something that came up for me the other day around maybe sometimes you don't need to use it quite so much. Maybe sometimes you can just leave it off, and whatever happens because you've left it off happens. Allow yourself to be authentic, allow yourself to be imperfect, allow yourself to just be. Alright, and that means shining, that means flying high, that means stepping into your authentic self, leaving your old self behind, uprooting the past, saying sorry for the things that you've done wrong to yourself as well as to others. But it also means being your true self, being imperfect, loving yourself, warts and all, you know. It's all of it. It's all of it. That's true authenticity. Understanding your faults and embracing yourself anyway. Compassion. It's another thing that we put outward or we look for from other people, but we don't give to ourselves properly first. Compassion. You're a human being. You're a human being. You're learning. You haven't got all the answers, but you're learning. Yeah, that's quite lovely and deep. Okay. That's lovely. Okay, next one we're going to do, good old goddess cards, which you've been using all year round now. We've loved these ones. They've been absolutely magical. Lovely little messages, empowering messages, divine feminine wisdom. So let's see what's coming in today for the goddess energy. Oh, straight away. We've had this one before. We love this one. It's got the owl on there as well. It's safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits yourself as well as others. We've had this one several times in the readings. It ties in perfectly with what we're just saying there about allowing yourself. It's safe for you to be powerful. It's safe for you to be authentic. It's safe for you to uproot the past and leave the past version of you behind. That perhaps was a people pleaser. That perhaps was always apologising. And you don't need to be always apologising, or perhaps was a bit too harsh in certain ways even. Whatever it was that you're leaving behind about yourself that doesn't work, that doesn't serve yourself, and certainly doesn't serve other people around you that you love, you're leaving that behind, okay? And that's beautiful. That's tying in perfectly with that message there. It is safe for you to be powerful. Maybe you didn't feel safe to be yourself before. Maybe you didn't feel safe, you know, and now it does. And now it does, because we're stepping in, we're jumping in with this Andromedan energy, and it's making us feel very safe. It's really strange this Andromedan stuff's come up. I've just remembered that I did a big meditation first thing this morning around Andromedan energy as well. So yeah, it is safe. It's absolutely safe. The Andromedan codes are currently working very closely with us on a starseed level, without getting into all of that too much in this reading, but they are. and they're encouraging us to jump in, to be our true authentic selves, to leave the past behind, and they're encouraging us, they're telling us that it is safe for us to be powerful, okay, in a loving way, It's beautiful. Okay, wow. Okay. So you can be powerful, you can be yourself, you can be quite different to what other people, show a side to yourself that other people don't understand perhaps. You don't need to understand it to love you for a start. Perhaps you're showing a side to yourself that shocks people, that upsets people. People who are going to be upset by it are people that you probably need to leave behind, to put it simply. Because they are just the people that have something to gain from you staying in a weakened, old, outdated version of yourself that is less than, when you're capable of so much more. Anyone that's seeking to have power over you doesn't love you. I'm going to call it right out and say that as well, because you don't need power, you only need love. I think Charlie Chaplin said that. Or a quote similar to that, and it's like, yeah, you only need power when you're going to abuse somebody. For everything else, love is enough. That's it. Okay. So, we don't need to be controlling each other. We don't need to any of that. We only need to be controlling ourselves. And that brings in self-love, self-compassion, self-acceptance. When we do all of that, we easily accept other people, accept ourselves with an open heart for the way we are and what we are, and then it's easy to accept other people for the way they are and what they are, without trying to control them or change them. Not here for that, or fix them. Okay, it's just about alignment. I want to say alignment today. It's what I'm feeling. It's about you aligning yourself with your true authenticity. And it's a continuous process. It's a continuous process of sifting through what's working, what's not working, what you can highlight, what you can remove, what you can nurture, what you can completely leave behind. And that's what you're here for. That's what you're doing. And by doing that, your light shines brighter. And when your light shines brighter, you enable other people to shine their light brighter too. And that's it, my darlings. So let's have a look at the Black Moon Astrology cards. Love these guys. These have got an absolutely magical way of bringing a reading together. But they don't fall out very easy. I've said this to you before. They're not fallers, these ones. They're such a high quality, thick card on them, you know, and they're lovely and big and everything as well. That they don't tend to fall. So what I tend to do a cutting method with these, and then we'll take that one. Okay. The air element, communicating. It's absolutely perfect. The air element and communicating. The full moon's in Gemini. That is the element of air. That is about communicating. It's always about choices. It's always showing us a choice. And the choice on the table here in this oracle reading is we're going to step into a new version of ourselves. So we're going to not just step into it, but jump into it quite adventurously, okay? Feel safe in doing that. Or are we going to go back to the old way? Are we going to stay there? Are we going to stay stuck in something that's just not even applicable in this season time dimension we're living in anymore? I think we know what we're going to do. Let's just have a little quick look at that. Communicating. I love that. Okay. Was there something else here about communicating, or have I imagined it? Oh yeah, we might have to communicate apologies. That's right. Righting past wrongs. So that can come into that. Okay. Where's the booklet, please? Bear with me a second, my loves. Not to be found. Yep, there it is. Okay. Black Moon Astrology, the air element. Sorry about this, guys. Take my sweet time here. 139. It's about being logical. It's about sorting it out. It's about thinking before we open our mouths as well. That could be a big part of how we're changing. That could be a big part of how we're righting wrongs and apologising. Defensiveness, righting past wrongs. I'm sorry. So that could be a big part of how we're changing in the future, is to actually think over before we speak to another person, how we speak to ourselves as well. That keeps coming up as well. That's a theme that has kept coming up all week long, how we chat to ourselves. And I was shown quite clearly, I thought, oh, I'm not too bad like that. And then I went out and about and I was carrying some shopping back, and all of a sudden I just heard my inner monologue, and it was really bad. It was really, and there was like this moment that I had where I sort of, my soul observed my mind observing me. Do you know what I mean? I was like, hang on, what am I doing there? I stopped and I realised that I was doing it. I was really down on myself, and I don't know what the trigger was. I don't think it mattered what the trigger was. I thought it at the time, only that I'd noticed that I was doing it and how damaging it was, and how if somebody else was talking to me like that, I'd have something to say about it, and I wouldn't dream of talking to somebody like that. But it was okay for me to talk to me like that in my own mind. And I feel like that's part of it as well. So communicating the air element, Gemini full moon, there's a choice. There's a choice. There's negative self-talk, there's positive self-talk. There's negative the way we chat about other people. Are we gossiping about people? Are we being honest? But it's like such a brutal honesty that is very, very damaging to people. Or are we looking for more emotionally intelligent ways to communicate with people? At the end of the day, we're not here to judge each other either. And there's a lot of wisdom in that saying, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything. Sometimes you do need to say something, to be honest with you. Sometimes you do need to speak up and point something out to somebody, or call them out, or communicate, or speak up for some reason, alright? But you've got to make sure you've thought it through. We've got to make sure we're thinking before we're communicating. The air element is all about thoughts, okay? It's also about communication. So it's about intelligent communication. It's not just opening our mouths and speaking out of hurt feelings, or out of drama, or out of ego. But if we've stopped and we've thought it through, and we've thought about the logic, and then we've opened our mouths to create a sentence, and it is a creative thing, creating a sentence. It's that old thing of, that's why we call it spelling, you know. Words are so powerful. So we're actually thinking through what we're saying, okay, how we're saying it to ourselves and to others, and about others around us, and about the world in general. Okay, that's beautiful. So that's going to help us. I feel like that's what that Gemini full moon, is going to help us and show us, is that we have a choice with that. It's going to highlight it to us more and more. You might be very sensitive to people's harsh words, harsh opinions, or things that the way they're putting things across, or you might find yourself noticing how you do that. And it's okay to notice that. It's okay to feel sensitive about that, because there's your opportunity to change it. There's the lesson, there's the opportunity, there's the chance to change it. So jump in and change it, okay? Because we don't need to be living in this world where everything's a struggle, and where everything's harsh, and where everything's done by control and by brute force. It doesn't need to be like that. It doesn't need to be like that at all. We can speak a new future into being. We can speak a new future into being, using calm, clear logic, and directing that element of air far more wisely. Okay, that's brilliant. I love that. Okay, to round up, my darlings, I thought I would bring in, I always use tarot to round up the oracle, and I always use oracle to round up the tarot. So with the Gemini theme, vice versa spring to mind. Is it this, or is it that? Vice versa, yeah. So I'm using the vice versa tarot. I feel like it's got quite a nice Gemini sort of vibe to it. Just to round up this reading for us. Galactic Sun Energy Readings. I hope you've enjoyed my reading. If you have, please give me the thumbs up. I really need to see the thumbs up. Please leave me a comment. It means the world to me. Oh, a lot of them come out there. How many? 4. That's okay. We'll take 4. Alright, we've got the Lovers, which is Gemini energy, which is the energy of Gemini in the tarot. Okay. We've got the back of the Queen of Cups. Interesting. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, it's like that then. So we've got... And we've got the 6 of Cups. How lovely. Okay. I love that we've got the Lovers straight off the bat. That does represent Gemini season. So that's the perfect way the Spirit's showing us they're working with us today. And it's always about choice. And it brings us choice. And it just highlights... I feel like in this season and with the Lovers and everything as well, it just highlights to us that there is always a choice. That you can commit to that. Or you cannot commit to that. There is a choice in absolutely everything, and when we feel like there's no and we're stuck, that's when we really need to stop and go, well, actually there is, because you don't have to do anything and you don't have to fall in line with something, and there's always a choice. Literally, just think it through. I'm going to look that up because it's the beauty of these cards is they're called vice versa because they have a back and a front meaning as well as a reversal meaning. So the backs have completely different meanings. Vice versa is a choice. So we're going for the... And I fell in love with them when I got them back in the summertime, but I haven't used them for a while. So let's see. The back of the Queen of Cups is... the heron symbolising balance and self-reliance. She is fine on her own if she needs to be. Okay. Yeah, there's a heron engraved on the back of the Queen of Cups throne. And it represents... funny enough, heron medicine keeps coming in for me this week as well. It's been mentioned a few times on different things that I've watched. And it's on my calendar. I've got a bird calendar on the wall, and it's the bird for this month as well as the heron. So there must be something in the medicine of heron for me right now, for the collective at large. It's about self-reliance. It's about realising that on your own you'll be absolutely fine. So there's a choice. Queen of Cups is all about... she's in touch with her heart, she's in touch with her feelings, and she's in touch with her emotions. She's very much the mother sort of energy of the tarot, so she's usually all about family and friends and community and doing for other people. But there's a choice. See what I mean? Gemini. But there's a choice, and she realises it now of, yeah, but if I have to be on my own, that's fine too. I can be self-reliant. I don't need all these interdependent relationships. I really don't. I can do this all on my own. And there she is. Okay. The next one, to clarify, was a Queen of Pentacles. Love a Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is all about growing something. It's perfect for the season we're in as well, because it's going sort of more towards Capricorn. It's moving us towards Christmas quite nicely, that Queen of Earth energy. I don't know what it says here about her. Okay. Patience, strength in hard times. She does have patience, strength in hard times, and so we're moving towards the Christmas season, and I touched on it in my daily tarot reading earlier on, that this time of year, things that are hard that you're processing, like grief, like loneliness, like loss, like financial hardships, like all the hardships basically feel worse at this time of the year. They really do. But this queen comes in and she's all about that time of year. Actually, she's Capricorn all over, and she's able to deal with that, and we are able to deal with that. We are able to deal with that if we remember the true spirit of the season and the true reason for the season. And yeah, that should be applicable all year round. Yeah, it should. But for some reason, this time of year, it's more poignant, it's more raw, and that's an opportunity for us to heal it more, okay, and to bring that strength in more. So that's perfect, that beautiful Queen of Pentacles energy coming in to give us strength. as we move towards Christmas time. Six of Cups. It's about giving and receiving. I've been getting the Six of Cups energy a lot lately. It's also about a sweet kind of love, a pure kind of love. It's been coming up in so many people's readings. Pretty much anyone who's had a love reading with me in the last couple of weeks has had the Six of Cups. It's been like one of my star card energies, especially for love. And I mean, we're in the season of love now, so it's about the sweet kind of love. It's often about children. It's often about people that you've known for a long, long time. So it can be family or lifelong friends or children around you. It can also be about your own inner child as well, and bringing out your own inner child. Allowing them to play, allowing them to feel loved and nurtured also. It's about, when it comes to falling in love, it's about a pure kind of love, not your everyday kind of love. So if you find you're drawn to somebody at this particular time, or something's developing with you and somebody special at this particular time, this will be a very pure kind of love. Both got very pure-hearted intentions towards each other. It's sort of like a higher kind of love. You're also able to bring out the big kid in each other and just be yourselves with each other, which is absolutely beautiful. And if you haven't known each other for a long time, then you'll feel like you have. And that's entirely possibly because you have known each other in a past life, or that you just chime with each other so well that there's just no getting away that you two are meant to be together. So if you are falling in love at this time of year, that is absolutely beautiful and magical as well. And I could just do a whole show about that alone, and how magical that is to fall for somebody at this time of year. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are going through that. Actually, it's coming through the reading quite strong now, because I'm just realising we've got the Lovers here. We've got the Queen of Cups here as well, and she's all about love and finding that special love and finding that kind of connection. However, she did come in with her back to us, and it's like as if, I don't know, this is just coming to me now, that's like the perfect recipe for the law of attraction, if that is what you're trying to attract, because when you know you can be okay on your own, Hair and Magic, when you know you can be okay on your own and that you don't need to have all of that, that's when it comes in. When we're not trying so hard to bring it in, that's when it comes in. That's when it manifests, okay? And also you've got the resilience of the Queen of Pentacles there, helping us get through the hard times, the lonely times, the grief, the heartbreak, or whatever we've had to process this year that is now being highlighted at this time of year, okay, my loves? So there's my little reading. I hope you enjoyed it. It's going to lead us up to the full moon. I'll be back within the week, hopefully. Fingers crossed nothing goes wrong with my tech or anything now. I'll be back within the week and whatever, and we'll do a tarot reading. I'm sorry if I've been a little bit rusty. I feel like I've been a little bit rusty at this because I have been out of practice of doing it because my camera was off. I haven't been very irregular at doing these, let's put it like that, for months on end. But you guys who know me know that I was firing them out quite regularly for a while. So hopefully I'll be getting this rust off me and getting back in the vibe of doing these videos, because I absolutely love doing them. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up, please give me a like, please give me a share and a subscribe, and leave me a comment so that I know it resonated with you. And in the meantime, take it easy on the run up to the new moon. Don't forget, it puts us all up in our feels, so everything will feel a lot more okay, a bit plus than it is perhaps. It's coming up for healing as well, so don't forget that. Give yourself some nice downtime, do something nice and relaxing, stay away from intense situations. Always remember there's a choice, okay? Drink lots of water and put yourself first for at least a day or two over the full moon, alright? Because then after that, like I say, we're on the run up to you, we're on the run up to Christmas, and oh boy, yeah, we are after all humans on planet Earth, and oh boy, we're all going to feel that. Okay then. Okay, my loves, remember we're in a new energy. We've got the Andromedan codes coming through very, very strongly for us at the minute. And they are all wanting to show us that how we can live in the fifth dimension, how we can live in peace, how we can live without conflict, all right? And that involves bringing yourself into alignment with those energies, okay? So I'll leave you with that. I hope you enjoyed. Love you lots. All the love.